Yeah. And this one is going to be Siho versus Dark Omicron. So Omicron Darko making an appearance as well. It's going to be a PvP wall.
Well, I wonder how long this will last. Either 2 minutes or 35.
Well,
Starting in 8.
dude, PvP is actually quite interesting as of late.
I find PvP interesting. I'm not saying I don't.
It's quite nice.
I like PvP, man. It's a good matchup, actually.
It is.
Darko probably going to be the favourite player as we load up, of course, as he does have that Grandmaster border, but at the same time, it might not be. Shiho might be able to pull this for his team. ET Gaming, we will see. As we prepare to get into this PvP on Belshire Vestige. Have we seen Belshire Vestige yet today? I don't think
we have not. We have not.
No.
So, of course, it is a two-player map, which makes it so that you don't have to scout ever in a PvP. Like there are some builds that rely on not scouting your opponent, especially if it's a two-player map. So I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of these players would just not scout and just poke with his first couple of units.
Yep.
And Siho says oral PvP. Oh, excuse me, V-oral, V-O-oral, Voral, Foral, Foral, whatever. Foral PvP. I wonder how you could orally PvP. It's like, I build a gate on 12, and your opponent says, I'm still chrono boosting and building my 13th probe. You know, like taking turns.
Not just shoot, it's just like, you like 2 minutes and you're like, and now I 4-gate you, and it's like, no, we're 2 minutes in. It's like, well, I lost track of time.
Wouldn't it be fun to play Starcraft as a card game? You know, similar to Magic the Gathering?
Maybe. Could be. I don't know, man.
So, Darko just going to scout around his natural, probably go back from there. What is Siho doing here? Well, looks like he wants to go scout his opponent's base. So, Darko also going with a double gas. Going with what looks to be 4 workers in each.
Yep. Well, 2 in each. Not 4.
Yeah, 2 in each, totaling at 4. Or should
it's
be.
A little bit slightly faster tech. Be able to come out from Darko. I mean, ever so slightly faster. Siho's second gas is on the way as well now. So we're probably going to see these early mothership cores come out for defensive purposes, and you know, kind of some kind of tech behind that as well. That's what we're really kind of looking for right now. As both players are going to get their scout off. Sorry, Darko isn't going to scout, but Siho is going to get his scout off.
Yeah, I think that Darko will be getting the mothership core, but I really doubt Siho will be getting one. I think Siho will be teching most likely, and well, Darko getting a sentry as his second. Excuse me, hiccuping all the way. He's getting a sentry as his second unit. Oh, and it's going to be the absolute reverse. Actually, Siho will be getting the mothership core.
So see you again this mothership core now, another stalk coming out for Darko, who's just poking around with his first zealot, and there's the mothership core for Darko as well, so both these players getting their mothership cores out fairly early on as Siho starts up. The Twilight Council now. The Twilight Council, I mean Blink, really I don't expect that, so surely this has to be for DT play from Siho. Because like, can you really blink on
it looks like that. He even took double gas, so with 6 probes mining. So I think this really should be for a DT shrine. Not entirely sure, but you know, because the gas doesn't add up. He doesn't have enough gas for. Oh, he does actually. Okay, there we go. DT shrine on the way.
The DT shrine. Darko Micron is indeed going to go for 1-gate FE followed by Robo. And realistically, it's like a hard counter build, man. Like,
I would have to say that if you have good enough control and if you can get good enough reads on your opponent, this is probably the safest build out there so far. Even if it's like sort of counterintuitive, getting 1-gate expansion and then a robo in PvP, Right now, it's one of the safest openings, and you can even hold off three
So many,
gates aggression.
yeah, so many people were doing it in WCS EU qualifiers
Yeah.
of the PvPs I watched there. So many people were doing it there, so really interesting to see exactly how it develops in this game. Observer's going to be out in plenty of time.
Yeah, and
And yeah,
here we.
this few Stalker's going to put on a little bit of pressure, but just going to wait for the Nexus to finish and use full on overcharge. And I mean, Darko could just move down the ramp and that'd be that. But this pressure might force Darko to make an immortal first, and if he does that, now the DTs might do some damage.
He already has an observer out, so.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm just saying, guys. Don't be too hasty with activating your photon overcharge, because Darko could have killed the entirety of this army, or at least half of it, if he waited until he force fielded well and then activating the photon overcharge. But as it is, with the nice use of the time warp there, this Nexus will very well go down. And is targeting down the mothership core. Nice choice by Darko, preventing a second time warp being cast, or a recall most likely. He really needs to kill these units right now, because these units, this is the difference between his losses and his opponent's gains. And well, with that Archon there, he really needs to get rid of that Archon.
Yep. And Archon again trying to poke up the ramp here, not going to be able to, and both players just going to sit back here. Darko going to start up his Robo Bay, while Siho just starts up his facility. So this game is going to transition into a little bit of a later game as Siho kind of pulls back. Darko, well, he's starting up that War Prism, so that pretty much tells us it's going to be immortal drops behind probably a new expansion for him. So.
And it's been a long time since I have seen Speed Prism drops in PvP. It kind of, it was one of the opening builds on certain maps in Wings of Liberty. In Heart of the Swarm, it kind of fell out of fashion with everybody going Stargate, or like, half the time. Half the time you go Robo, half the time you go Stargate, basically. And or Gateway opening, like Blink DT something. Oh, it's going. Oh. So it's not going to be an immortal drop, it's going to be Zealot drop, and is he going to just one-base this?
Wow, well, I guess he might. There's definitely no. Well, he's going to expand behind this, and he's got course. I guess he's just going to use the War Prism to harass and keep his opponent back while he expands. But I mean, when you get Robobay, you just kind of. Well, I thought he just put his two Immortals in it and just go for it, because I mean, he's got the Immortals out, you got the War Prism. I mean, all you're realistically doing is delaying your extended thermal lance a little bit, which shouldn't matter too much. I mean, what, 80 seconds to research the War Prism speed? So, I don't know, I just really thought he would do that as, well, the War Prism is obviously known about, because he keeps unloading to deal with these pylons around the map. Supply block and Siho a little bit, but Siho's got a War Prism of his own. And moving forward now, Darko looking like he wants to put on a little bit of aggression here. Or a lot of aggression, you could say.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the Colossus, and he really wants to kill this expansion of his opponents. It just now finishes, so killing that expansion would even out the, the...
Wow, look how early that Photon Overcharge is. Ooh, a hallucinating Colossus as well. This is really smart right now. Because
really
now,
smart.
Siho just thinks, right, well, there's absolutely no way I can deal with that. Like, one Colossi, maybe he would have came out in 40, or two Colossi. No, that's not going to happen. And Darko will kill that, but now a Zealot and a DT in the main base of Darko. He's going to have to turn around and deal with this with his Colossi as well.
Well, there is detection out there, and another observer just now popped. Mass recall being forced to be used, or maybe not even forced. Maybe this was the plan all along. By MCon Darko, because he did kill his opponent's expansion, so why linger any longer? There's nothing else you need to be doing, and well, the proxy pylons are going to get taken out right now, but I think at this point in the game Darko just has his expansion quite secured. If we look at the unit counts, well, he's 2 Colossi up versus his opponent, so unless something really weird happens, he should keep the lead.
2 Colossi, an expansion up. I mean, what's the worker count? Not too far ahead in works, but I mean, Seahorse got so long until his Nexus is up, so Darko should be able to take quite the lead there, and his lead's just going to keep increasing. One thing Seahorse does have is he invested in a forge, and he's got +1 ground weapons now. So that will help, and now he's getting a Stargate, so maybe if you can start getting some Void Razor, maybe you can make something happen as, well, Forzel's going to come in, try and do some harassment. There's a single cannon in the mineral line. That doesn't do too well against Zealots, that should go down pretty fast.
Another DT drop into the main. The Warp Prism will get taken down by the Photon Overcharge, but the expansion of Darko is in peril yet again as the Zod harassment in Siho's base continues and the Nexus falls. So blow for blow, 2 expansions taken out by Sihu and 1 expansion taken out by Darko. And, you know, with this Photon Overcharge and the Warp Prism nowhere to be found, these Zods will eventually die. Let's see the Workers kill tab, though. Darko killed 16 probes, and Siho only killed 9, so...
But Siho still has 2 expansions up, so you can get back in this if you can hold this counter-attack, which is what's coming up now. Darko's in what a sloppy game, and, I mean, really pulling his whole army for a single DT or 2 will really, really hurt him there, obviously, so... He's going to re-expand while pushing, and, well, honestly, I think he's going to be able to take down this expansion. There's no way on earth I see Siho defending this, so...
No problem. You see, the fact is that Siho is really at a disadvantage, a huge one at that, because he's down on workers, and he cannot, even though he's got 2 Nexi, he cannot afford to double produce probes. He has to produce army, because he's down on tech. He has to get a lot of Void Rays up, which he doesn't have time for, only 1 on the field right now. And again, hallucinating Colossi. Again, Warp Prism in the main, just trying to lure the army away. The Guardian Shield is popped, and here comes the engagement, trying to take down the Colossi with Void Rays, but that is being targeted down. Time Warp being dropped as well among the force fields, and that must have been Darko who dropped that one.
Yeah, the Mothership Core of Siho just got killed off, so Time Warp does go down, but Siho holds for now, and I mean... This game, it's pretty interesting, but Darko definitely has the lead. I mean, he's got Colossi, his opponent's only got, he's 10 workers ahead, his opponent doesn't have an expansion, can't really get a kind of big Void Ray counter, and again, now we're going to swap roles one more time. Yep. This time, Siho's going to go on the counter.
This is a game of counters, man.
It really is, man. Every single time, it's just like, haha, I kill your base, now let's counter. Now let's go back home, and it's like, oh well, I'll counterattack you while expanding again. It just happens again and again and again. As well, this army from Darko looks pretty formidable this time. The Warp Prism isn't anywhere to be seen from Siho. In fact, it got taken down, so Darko is in a very strong position now, and I don't really see Siho making it happen this time around. Well,
Siho does have a Warp Prism heading towards Darko's base, so...
Yeah, he's going to put 2 Zealots, 2 DTs in there. We'll
but,
see if
you know,
it's effective.
All you have to do is look at the army supply to realize that like there is no way Siho is doing this.
Yeah, no, unless he kills absolutely everything with this DT drop, which, you know, maybe he could, but he's got a cannon there. DTs will take that down pretty quickly, walking in some units to try and defend it, but needs an observer. And, wow, Darko pulling his whole army back once again.
Yeah, he pretty much needs to do so because there is no detection to detect these DTs.
Is he going to lose his Nexus? No, he can't. Surely not. Surely not.
Oh my goodness! And maybe he just
would have.
No, there is an observer finally, and he clears all the DTs up. So, and he still has enough army to drive Siho's army away from the natural. So, but you know, Siho, he planted down his Nexus, and he's re-expanding again, and
yeah, crazy. Ridiculous.
And right now we do see that Darko is ahead considerably this time because the workers are not even. He's on 38 versus 26, so double Nexus or not. And finally, first time in this game, both of these players have 2 Nexi.
Finally.
Finally. And, you know, it's about the time to take a third. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, I guess. I mean, Darko is probably going to add on a couple of pylons, obviously not get supply reductions. The problem for him is, I think he's having trouble dealing with this Warp Prism, and I mean, if he's having trouble dealing with the Warp Prism on 2 bases, can he really extend himself to 3 bases? Is what he's maybe thinking. As again, Siho wants to get aggressive with this army. Couple Void Rays, 3 Immortals, handful of Gateway units. I don't see it happening, and Darko is going to spot this with a Hallucinated Phoenix. Really, really nice. Consistently moving these Phoenix out around the map, trying to scout, and doing 2 at a time, so if one spots the army and gets picked off, the other one is still going to make it into the base.
Yeah, and he also scouted for the third base. He knows that there is no third base up for Siho.
Definitely, I mean...
Siho is just trying to get as many Void Rays as possible. He's basically banking on the fact that there is just not going to be enough anti-air in Darko's army. And basically there is not enough anti-air. There are just sentries.
Yeah.
He does have 12 Stalkers somewhere, but oh, they're in the main. Okay, never mind, I misspoke. Yeah, this is not going to be a problem for Darko neither.
Yeah, it's just waiting for him to decide when to move up. Finally getting Colossus extended Ephemeral Lance. Getting Blink, getting +2. Siho just trying to get another Immortal out. Another Void Ray or so. Just really trying to just do whatever he can. I mean, it's very brave of him to be out on the map like this.
Yeah, especially if you don't have the second watchtower and an attack could come.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
Darko's really just getting up with this kind of army that's unstoppable. I mean, 5 Colossus now. And against 3 Void Rays, it's four Void Rays. It's just 4 Void Rays just isn't enough. Like, mass Void Rays, yeah, sure, they'll take down Colossi, but 4... Not really. Templar Archives come down. That'll help deal with the Void Rays, of course, with Storm and Archons. And Siho, well, he's just got to rely on this Warp Prism to maybe pull Darko back again as he takes his 5th base.
Well, it's still going to be only 2 base versus... well, it's going to be a 2 base economy, what I was trying to say, because the mains are mined out at this point. There is just under 20 minerals remaining on all the patches in the mains. So, you know... Darko is just maintaining the lead because, you know, went ahead, get more ahead, why not? Another drop in Darko's base, but the cannon will take care of this. Couple of zealots warped in to protect that cannon, prevent the DTs sniping it. There is another one though, so you know, this one basically just protecting the outer layers of the tech structures, so that, you know, they don't get killed.
Finally, we'll have Darko moving across the map. Wow.
Okay.
Like,
and he'll probably gun for the third that he just now saw with the hallucination.
So that's in the main base of Siho once again as well. So things are really starting to fall apart for him completely now. And Darko, he's with them upgrades. Well, just so many zealots for him. He's going to take down everything in the main base, and he's just got the better army about to walk into the natural as well. A single hallucinated Colossi going to tank a lot of damage there. That's really, really nice. And these Void Rays, well, they're doing a lot of damage too. These Stalkers not quite getting in range, but I mean, the damage is being done in the main base, even if it isn't done with this army in Siho. 50 supply down is unfortunately not going to bring AT Gaming level. He's going to let MCon take a 2-0 lead and hinge things on the 2v2.
Yeah, and you know, I wouldn't be at all surprised if in the 2v2 AT Gaming would just take it. And you know, get a point.
Yeah, maybe.
And we would go into game number 4 if that was.
I mean,
if that would be the case.
2v2. Like really, I think anything can happen in the 2v2s. But by the way, Darko is just
yeah, he's just steamrolling over his opponent. There's a GG from Siho. Mouse control 2-1. I mean 2-0 over AT